Treasurer Josh Frydenberg says the coalition has been heavily engaged with Solomon Islands ahead of the country signing a controversial security deal with China. The pact has raised alarm in the US and Canberra and has become a source of heated debate during the federal election campaign. Mr Frydenberg hit out at criticism and says the coalition has given more than $160 million a year in assistance to the Solomons.
We've been heavily engaged with the Pacific family. We provide more than $160 million a year in financial assistance to the Solomons. It's about 2/3 of their overall assistance is coming from Australia. We're providing a record $1.85 billion of financial assistance to the Pacific. We've provided patrol boats. We've provided vaccines for COVID to the Solomon Islands, and it continues to be an important partnership. But again, you cited the Labor Party, and I will say in response, we won't take a lecture from the Labor Party when they saw defence spending go down to its lowest level since 1938.
Labor Senator Penny Wong has condemned the Morrison government's inaction in preventing the China-Solomon Islands deal. She says the Labor government wouldn't have shut the door on the Pacific nations, citing the coalition's meek climate policy as causing a rift between the countries.
And I want to tell you what we would not have done. We would not have cut development assistance to the Solomon Islands by about 28% per year on average. That's the difference between what they're funding and what the coalition is funding, what Labor funded in government. We wouldn't have mocked Pacific Island nations about the risk of climate change in the way that Peter Dutton did with Scott Morrison standing next to him. He made a joke about water lapping at your door. We wouldn't have thumbed our nose at Pacific leaders, all of whom have said that climate change is their number one national security issue, and we wouldn't have mismanaged the Pacific Labor scheme. Now, I've made clear we will have more to say in this campaign about how we would approach the Pacific.